everybody. We're live on a Tuesday night. It's a little bit late, but better late than never. We're recording on Anchor. In case anybody doesn't know what Anchor is the platform that I use in order to get this podcast, this live stream on many other different platforms, such as Spotify and Apple Play and Google Play and a bunch of other places. And that's audio version in case you want to listen to audio in your car or whatever. If you want to download audio and on your phone and not just listening to it on an app using the internet, you can download it from Joe. He downloads audio and he shares a link of it as a comment on the Periscope, the Periscope tweet. So anyway, I always like retweet, so we're gonna have it at the end of this, as always, if you want to download the audio version. But of course, video is always the best because you can see what's going on, and it doesn't seem, and you can comment, with everybody else, and it won't seem so, and you won't be confused as much. Let's share the YouTube link. Since we've got Periscope link, we'll share a YouTube link. So we're gonna share the YouTube link. Hey everybody. I love giving dating advice to the person who said need more dating advice. I love giving dating advice because since I'm so good at dating, and as you can tell, the fact that I'm in this amazing long-term relationship, but anyways, I'm really good at dating advice. But honestly, I do feel like I have been dating a lot, and everybody has their own wisdom to give about dating, so why not? We're live. Better late than never. Join us live. Someone is asking how to get a girl like me. I'll tell you how to get a girl like me. And I'll tell you how to get any girl, actually. All you have to do is just give a lot of compliments. I feel like that would do the trick, at least for someone like me. I don't know about other girls. Maybe other girls don't have such big egos, but I love compliments. I get so I think it's such a thing that girls like. Someone is saying I haven't been on a date in 2 years. Tinder and I don't know why I can't see my eyesight. Tinder and POF have ruined it. Tinder ruined dates. I was actually recently talking about it. Tinder can be very useful. And I think for a lot of people who are still in their experimental stage, they're still hooking up or, whatever, there tends to be a lot of lying and manipulation going on in the real world. With Tinder, I do feel like there's a level of honesty that you don't you're not really guaranteed in other places. With Tinder, you kind of know what to expect. It's kind of okay, we're here for a reason, and that reason is not to get married. And so there's a level of honesty. You feel like you can rely on See, I can see with this eye, but I can't see with this eye. Actually, I can see with this eye. But there's, you can rely on kind of the image of what the person is, because they have nothing to hide. They don't know you. They're not trying to impress you. You're just another face on Tinder. So they're kind of their true selves, and their true intentions, you know? Jamie says, I like Jerry Seinfeld, but I am not gay, so you are Seinfeld hot. Thank you. Jesus says Tinder is herpes and HIV. Tinder is herpes and HIV. I've met some great people on Tinder. I must say, I've met some very trustworthy people on Tinder. And by trustworthy, I mean the people were who they said they were. Very straightforward. Real life people, in my opinion, maybe since I live in Washington, D.C., and I deal with a lot of political people, a lot of just not real people, a lot of fake people who put up guard because they know you, they know who you are, they want to give you some sort of impression, they are trying to get something from you. So the real life people, I feel like, were less trustworthy. That's my experience, which is, it's sad. It's sad that real life people should be less trustworthy, but it actually makes sense, and that's actually the reason for our live stream. It all ties into that. It makes sense that people in real life should be less trustworthy because those people in real life are in your world. And unfortunately, people in your world cannot be trusted the same way that you can trust people that you've never met. And you're gonna be like, what? How? How is that possible? Why should you trust people that you never met over people that you know and are in your world? Here's why. And that goes back to the reason for this live stream. The name of this live stream is The Root of All Discussion. The root of all destruction. The root of all destruction. Not the rule of all discussion. The root of all discussion. The root of all destruction. And that is jealousy. So, if you meet somebody, I'll put it this way. Most people deal with some sort of self-esteem issues of some kind. Doubt in themselves, doubt in the world, low confidence, feeling that they're not good enough, feelings of inferiority. Most people deal with that at some point in their life. And it's very tempting when you're in that place to want other people to be in that place too, because misery loves company. Okay, so while it's tempting, not everybody does that, because a lot of people are like, you know what? No. Doesn't mean that all people follow their temptations. But it means that most people at some point in their lives have felt this way, where I don't have this thing, and that person has it, and I don't want them to have it. I have a lacking, and so I want everybody to have the same lacking as me, because it makes me feel powerless if I have a lacking and they don't. So I am lacking in something, I want everybody else to lack in that thing. So I'm going to try and destroy them. And a lot of times this isn't conscious. This is something that we do without realizing it. But it is the root of all destruction. It's why we destroy. It's really why we destroy. If you see somebody dying in the streets and blood coming out of them, you're not necessarily going to hate them as much as someone that might be healthier or better or have more money than you. That's just the way the world is. You're not going to go and hate on someone who is dying and blood coming out of them and they're just lost everything and they're just like in the worst state ever. We're always having compassion for the poor. Even the Bible tells you to have compassion for the poor. Nobody's telling you to have compassion for the rich. Nobody wants you to have compassion for the rich, because we don't want the rich to be rich. We want them to be poor. We want everybody who's lacking to lack the way that we do. So, going back to Tinder, how does this tie to Tinder? Okay, so meeting people on Tinder versus meeting people in real life. Objectively, do you want people to have STDs? Do you want people to be sick and have STDs? Objectively, you don't. You don't want them to. But when they're in the same world as you, you're competing with them all of a sudden. You're in their world. You need them to lack in something that you lack in order to feel good. So when you're meeting people in your world, you're more likely to want them to have an STD. This is just an example, guys. Okay? You're more likely, someone is asking why I'm late. I'm so sorry, guys. I know that some people are staying up, and I'm going to try and not be late, because it's not good for me either to stay up this late. So, someone is asking if this is my pillow. You know what? Let me check. This is my friend's. This is my friend's pillow. Is this my pillow? I don't know. No. It's made by Hollander Sleep Products in Boca Raton. All right. Hollander Sleep Products in Boca. I'm going to put one behind my back. Joe is asking if I found a new place yet. I did find a new place, but as you may have noticed, my place keeps changing constantly. And someone is thanking me for checking. You're welcome anytime. My place is constantly changing, and my life is unstable. Constantly I'm jumping from one place to another, and it's okay because it always turns out fine. I do always walk around with this feeling like everybody hates me and everybody wants my destruction, and that's probably not true, but it's all in my head. A lot of it is in my head. It's probably true in some ways, but a lot of it is in my head, I'm sure. But when you're on Tinder, you objectively don't want people to have STDs. So if you're on Tinder, you're less likely to feel tempted to want those people to be as miserable as you are, because you don't know them, you don't care about them, they're not in your world. It's very odd that we should want to destroy the people who are closer to us, the people that we care about more. It's very odd that we would want them to destroy us. We would want to destroy them more than we want to destroy people we don't know. And it's not conscious at all. Consciously, you think that you care about the people around you. You care about the people in your world. You want to make the world a better place. But the truth is, we really do destroy a lot of people that are in the same world as us without realizing it. We cause more destruction to those people than people we don't know. Why is it that in places like Sweden, the anti-Semitism is lower than in places, than in other places? Because in Sweden, we are destroying people in our world. We're not destroying people in some other place that we don't care about. right? And ultimately, it's competition. So it can be a good thing. You like, the world is progressing because of competition. The world is like, we do good things. We strive for the best. The whole thing is we strive for the best. It's not we strive for good. It's not we strive for perfection. We strive for the best, meaning we strive for better than everybody else. That's what the best is. The best is better than everybody else. The best is not perfect. The best is we just want to be better than other people. We want to be better than all those people. We want them to lack more than we lack. So ultimately, at the end of the day, jealousy is the root of all evil. And whether or not we realize it, why would you hate people? Why is it that even if you're not, and this isn't everybody, some people aren't, some people are aware of this enough to stop themselves from doing this, but a lot of people aren't aware of it. They should be. Everyone should become more introspective and aware of themselves, including myself, but a lot of people aren't. We do this thing where, like, if we're dating someone, let's say, or not even if we're dating someone, if we don't date someone, if we're dating somebody, we don't want them to be with anybody else. We're territorial, so dating somebody, you're dating a girl, you don't want her to be with anybody else. But even if you're not dating the girl, even if you're not dating the girl, let's say she doesn't want to date you. She doesn't want to go on a date with you. She's not going to. She says she won't. There's no chance she will, but you still don't want her to be with anybody else, and you'll still call her my girl. This drives me nuts, by the way, because, like, I feel like I always fall into this trap where, like just because I'm nice and I won't push people away, guys think that, like, I'm in love with them or, like, I want to date them. Now I sound obnoxious, but I really do feel often, like, sometimes a lot of girls kind of just go along with it. And it's not because they're so great or whatever, it's because they're just too complacent. It's like a guy will be like, yeah, this girl, she and I dated, I dated her and whatever, and you're just like, in your mind, you're just like, no, I didn't. But you just don't want to hurt the person's feelings or whatever. And that's wrong, because ultimately that comes from jealousy too. That is part of it. It's part of our being territorial. It's part of the idea, well, even if I didn't date that person, I don't want anybody else to date that person. Someone is saying the root of all destruction is Pardes. You got it. Sky Dragon is saying, now you sound narcissistic. That's not the first time I've heard that word to describe me. But, well, I mean, I'm just using that as an example because that's something that, from my perspective. But I'm sure everybody experienced that before. I think we all have this desire. I don't know about you, but we all have this, a lot of us have this desire that this person didn't want to date me. I'm not dating this person, so nobody else should date this person. And even if we reject somebody, even if you rejected someone and you were like, no, like, this person is a nerd, like, I don't want to date her, I don't want to date him, I don't want to have anything to do with him. But still, As soon as somebody else wants to date that person, you quickly jump in and you go, no, that's mine. No, I don't want that person to date. I don't want that person to be dating anybody else other than me. Even if you were the one who rejected them. And that's really telling something. Like I have this thing with my guy friends, because I have some amazing guy friends and amazing girlfriends, but I have this thing with my guy friends that if they ever really like a girl and the girl doesn't want them, what I do is I will, in front of the girl, I will try and hang out with the guy and basically try and make the girls jealous. And they always come running back. It really works. If you want a girl, if a girl rejects you, she doesn't want to have anything to do with you, and you want her so bad, all you have to do is, and this is kind of twisted, because why would you want a jealous person in your life? But it really works, because we are all jealous, whether or not we realize it. We all have this destructive part of us where, like, she doesn't want to have anything to do with you, but the minute she sees you with another girl, she's suddenly all up on that. And then as soon as you stop having that other girl in your life and your attention turns to her, she's out again. So the only way to keep her is basically just keep her jealous. But I'm not condoning that, because obviously that's not a way to have a relationship. But it speaks a lot to the way that we are. It speaks a lot to how we are. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus is complimenting my advice. A photo says that has nothing to do with making them jealous. That has to do with boosting your friend's confidence. That makes men more appeasing to women. I mean, I spend time with my guy friends anyway. You can be spending time with other girls anyway, and your confidence would be good anyway. But the minute you spend time with other girls in front of your crush, she wants you. That doesn't have to do with your confidence level, because a minute ago you were not with the girl around you and she didn't want you. So ultimately, it's all jealousy. And so honestly, I say the root of all destruction. But there's a lot of good in jealousy. I mean, you can accomplish so much. They say there's a Hebrew saying that being jealous of wise people. Wait, what is it? Being jealous of righteous people makes you smarter. Have you ever heard that saying? Being jealous of righteous people makes you smarter. The idea is that if you're jealous of certain things that are good things, good qualities, then you'll strive to have those good qualities. If somebody is like really kind and you're like, I want to be kind. I don't want them to be the only kind one. I want to be kind too. So you try and become kind. If someone is really smart and just knows everything, you say, I want to be smart and know everything. So you try and be as smart as possible. So that's actually a good thing. That's like a productive way of being jealous. So jealousy is not all bad. Someone is saying that I look lonely. Well, let me tell you something. I get lonely sometimes, but I have the most amazing friends on the planet. And the older I get, the better, the older I get, the more I learn about myself and about life, and the less lonely I get. Because I learn to have stronger relationships as I get older, and not to be jumping around from one. And I think a lot of people are like this. I think it's very common among people who are growing. When you're younger, you still haven't learned to build, to build like sustainable relationships. I mean, I'm sure people do, but definitely the older I get, the less lonely I get, and that's a personal thing. Maybe it's not like that for you. For some people, maybe the older they get, the lonelier they get. I can't believe I thought that way. I can't believe I said that thing to that person I was dating. I can't believe I felt that way, or I expected this thing of them. And it's like the older I get, the more I think the easier it is for me to have longer lasting relationships, and in turn the less lonely I get. Oh my god. Some of your comments are hilarious. So there's a story actually that I was looking at. I feel like now I feel selfish for telling that story about myself. I mean, it wasn't a story, but it's like, you know, the thing about like guys, you know, will, you know, say that they dated. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of girls. I think they do this with a lot of guys do this and girls do it too in a different way. Like, well, guys will do this thing where like, you know, even if like she's like my girl, like even if like there's, and girls do it in a different way. Girls will do it as like, you know, girls will do it like, oh, like he slept with me, therefore he's mine and we're getting married. And it's like, no, he slept with you, therefore he slept with you, and that's it. You know, like girls will think that like, okay, now he's mine and nobody else, nobody else should have anything to do with him. So girls and guys do it in different ways. And I do it too. We all do it. I think see Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. Okay. So this is a story that I just learned about. Tanya Harding was like the first female figure skater that was like, I don't know, some sort of champion, and she was amazing. She was like so successful, and she was like award winning and all this stuff. She had everything that a figure skater could possibly ask for. She was on top of the world. But then there was this other girl, Nancy Kerrigan, who was also doing well in figure skating. She wasn't as good as Tanya Harding, but she was doing well, and people liked her. You know what I mean? And in 1994, somebody came up to Nancy Kerrigan after one of her performances and took a crowbar and basically just smashed her foot, so she broke her foot and could never figure skate again. And they were like searching for the guy who did it. They couldn't find him. Finally, the guy who did it turned himself in and said that he was hired by Tanya Harding's husband. Tanya Harding's like ex, actually. And it's like, Tanya Harding sent somebody to go and break Nancy Kerrigan's foot so she can't figure skate again? Isn't that crazy? I mean, Tanya Harding was much higher up than Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy Kerrigan was like, you know, she was up and coming, but Tanya Harding was the champion. Why is she jealous of this younger girl that is not? Why is she jealous of this person who's not as successful as she is? It seems silly, but And the thing is, like, we don't like to say the word jealous because it's, like, embarrassing. Like, I would feel, like, I feel embarrassed to say that I'm jealous. I don't know. I feel embarrassed normally. I don't know about you, but I think that we all kind of do this. These comments are so distracting. I think I'm gonna scope comments. How do I do this? I don't know. I don't know how to disable your comments. I just want to disable Periscope because you guys are kind of distracting. Wow. All right. Yeah, I'm basically more because it's really distracting. Like and the thing is, like, I don't even make money from Periscope. Like, I make money from YouTube. I don't make money from Periscope. It's really just, it's like a waste of time. It's like a waste of energy, and I'm probably gonna get, like, the person who's been moderating Periscope. Why are people trying to mess with my Periscopes? It's jealousy. I'm kidding. Jack's like, well, we're not making money either. What, are you jealous? Are you jealous that I'm making money and you're not? Why don't you go and start your own live stream and make money? Huh? Why don't you go make your own live stream? Why are you on my live stream just constantly trying to berate me, okay? If you can just do it yourself. Why are you here the entire time? Why are you here the entire time? To try and like get all up in my business and tell me how bad I am. If I'm bad, you should not be here, okay? If I'm like all these bad things, it's like when people come in your feed and they come and tell you, and even in real life, people will like come and like put you down, and they'll be like, you're just like, okay, well, if you don't care about me, maybe you should leave me alone. But they don't. They still want to be in your life just so they can tell you how much they don't care about you. And they're just spending so much time and energy telling you how much they don't care about you, when really the only way that I will believe that you don't care about me is if you left and you did your own thing. But no, you have to be here in my space and stay here to tell me how bad I am and how you don't care about me. So I think, I don't know. Most of the bad things that I do, I could probably root back to jealousy. Like, why do we put people down? Why do we get angry with people? Why do we fight with people? We don't realize it, because ultimately, if that person that we were fighting or mad at or hating on, if that person suddenly became disabled or became a vegetable or lost everything, we would suddenly not hate them. Isn't that strange? If the reason we hated them was because a real reason, then them losing everything and just going down in the dumps and becoming brain dead wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't change anything. But it's really jealousy. That's literally why we want to put people down. Oh my god. Guys, I'm totally canceling Periscope. You Periscopers have like zero value to me. And I mean this literally. I mean Periscopers, you guys have zero value to me. The only reason I do this on Periscope, in addition to YouTube, is because it's like, I feel like it's probably convenient for some people. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I do this on Periscope too. But like, I don't care, because I'm only making money through YouTube. I'm only, and not only that, like the YouTube people are so much nicer. Our YouTube show is a community. Like everyone on YouTube knows each other and they talk together and they're like, they know each other. We all know each other on YouTube. I don't know you people on Periscope. I don't know who you are. You're just here, random people from Twitter, and Twitter people are hateful. Twitter people are just like, that's really something that I notice is like, my people on YouTube are not hateful. My people on YouTube are coming at it with love. They're there. They're present. It's a community, okay? But people on Periscope, they didn't put any effort to be there. They were literally just on Twitter hating on some other garbage, and now they're hating on and now they're hating on this. So go find, I'm not gonna say names, but go find some, like, I don't know, who's on Twitter? No, Charlie Kirk. There's what is this? Anthony Scaramucci. There's all these people on Twitter that you could be hating on. Go hate on somebody else. Let's see, what other controversies are there on Twitter? It's so weird, like it hasn't been so long since I left politics. Like, it really kind of political. People are like, oh, well, I thought you left politics. Well, leaving politics doesn't mean moving to under a rock, but leaving politics means I don't work for people I don't work for political people anymore. I don't have, I'm not bound to a political party. I'm not, I can say whatever I want. I don't really care so much about politics. It hasn't been so long, but like, it feels like I'm just a totally different person now. Like, I go to my Twitter and all these people that I'm following, that I've been following for so long, like, I'm just like, I can't believe I was this person who enjoyed this. I can't believe that I ever was into this, because, like, honestly, I don't care about any of this, and it makes me stressful. Someone is saying my website has a political agenda. Yeah, I need to fix my website. This is my website from like over a year ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, or about a year ago. I don't know why I'm getting so many trolls. I feel like somebody probably put this. Oh my god, iPhone 11 driving me crazy. I had an iPhone 8 and that was much better than the one I have now, which is an iPhone X. But yeah, another thing is, like, when I was political, I always had, like, hot takes about everything. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for your super chats. I really appreciate it. That's Joe Anderson. He's the person who downloads the like audio version of this so that you can download it. He creates a link online and I'll share it with you. Yeah, I was like really into hot takes, and now I'm just like trolls, and I feel like I'm getting old. It's like, it's not that I'm not cool with trolls, because I feel like trolls means that, like, people like my content, so they're still there even if they don't realize that they like it. Like, they're still they're still on here and they're still talking and they're wanting to engage, but it's just like, I feel like I'm just so much older, not really older, but like I'm just so much like mellowed down, and I don't feel like being all like hot takey anymore. Not hot takey cakey. What's going on? John Bolton, Donald Trump saying that he wants to have a meeting with Taliban, and John Bolton said it's not a good idea because it's like, you know, September 11th is tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. What else do I have to say about that? I don't know. So many examples in the Bible. Cain and Abel, you know. Abel put a lot of effort into sacrifice for God. Cain didn't put a lot of effort. God took Abel's sacrifice, not Cain's. And then, of course, Cain murders Abel, even though, why should he be jealous of Abel? Abel put a lot more effort into his sacrifice, and he didn't. Why should he be jealous of Abel? If he put an effort into it, he would have gotten the same thing too. Also, like, you know, Rachel and Leah. Rachel literally gave up the love of her life for her sister, so her sister shouldn't feel bad. And Leah still tried to sabotage her sister's relationship with Jacob. She still tried to sabotage her, even though Rachel had given up her love in order to make her sister not feel bad. It's like, when you're jealous, no matter how much you get, no matter how much people give you to make you feel less jealous, you just get more jealous. You just keep being jealous. It's like you're just never satisfied, because jealousy it digs a hole in you. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get satisfied by somebody else, by it working, by you being jealous, and then the other person starts lacking again. It doesn't make you feel better that the person's lacking. It may be momentarily, you might feel a little bit satisfied in the moment, but eventually that hole becomes even deeper, and you continue to be jealous as a person, and it just continues to be more and more and more. You know, Jacob's kids, Joseph and his brothers. Joseph was, you know, he was showed his dad, like, you know, loved him, he favorited him or whatever, and he was taunted by his brothers and sold to some Egyptian dude. And then, of course, that Egyptian dude was jealous of him because his wife liked him, so he puts him in jail. And so, like, it's all jealousy. And at the end of the day, you can't combat jealousy. The only people who can really fix, the only person who can really fix the jealousy in you, your jealousy won't be fixed by other people lacking. You won't not be jealous if other people are missing, because there will always be somebody who has more things than you do, who's better than you, okay? You're always gonna have less than somebody and more than somebody else. If you're not happy with the place that you are, then other people having less than you is not gonna make you happier, okay? You're just gonna continue being the jealous person. So the only thing that can change that in you is yourself. And the only thing that can change that in other people is themselves. So stay away from any sort of jealousy, whether it's in yourself, whether it's in other people. Stay away from jealous people, because they can really, really destroy you without realizing it. And you can really, really destroy yourself I mean, victims of jealousy, it's not like you don't have to do something, and the biggest victim of jealousy is yourself. It's like, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anybody have thoughts before we go to bed? Dust 10. Hey, Dustin. That's a cool name. US 10. That's a cool way to say your name. Let's see. Pembix says, I will say the last thing when you went to Israel and broadcast live, I wish I could do that. Not with. Yeah, we all get jealous. We just have to be able to identify the jealousy in us and speak to it, talk to it. Like, and a lot of it is like we don't realize it. Like, when I think that, and a lot of it, like, it doesn't even have to do with other people specifically. It's like, I feel like I didn't do enough. Like, for me, I'm a workaholic. I feel like I didn't do enough. I didn't work. I should be doing something constantly. I should be fixing this or fixing that. And it's like, if I lived in a world where, I mean, it's not if I lived, but it's like, why am I always stressing out that I didn't do this and that I didn't excel in this, or I didn't excel in that, or this and that, I'm not doing this and that. Why do I feel bad about that? The reason is because I'm competing with the world, and I don't even realize it. I'm competing with other people because them having something means I should have more. And it's like a much lower level, and that could actually be a good thing, but then there's also bad. Anyway. Alright. That's it, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful evening. And I'm going to call my favorite mod Diacritical because he's been amazing, and I've taken him for granted. Alright. Where's my anchor Where's my anchor thing? Alright. Have a good night, everybody. Have a great night. See you all tomorrow night. Everybody subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you're on YouTube. If you're on Periscope, I don't care about you. Bye.